providing resources and comfort to caregivers. This is Caregiver Crossing.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. We're so glad you're here. It's called Caregiver Crossing, and thank you. Thank you for joining us. If this is your first time, let me tell you, Caregiver Crossing is a show that's brought to you by our friends at Joy's House, Adult Day Service, and it's presented in partnership with Cardon and Associates. We're here with you each and every week to discuss all things caregiving. My name is Terry Stacy. Tina McIntosh is out today. She has a touch of the laryngitis. Noah Taylor is here. He produces today's show and all of our caregiver shows. Hi, Noah.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. Did you hear Tina sent us a voicemail?
Yeah, I did.
Or a voice message. Text.
I think she's feeling okay, but her voice is like completely gone.
It was bad.
Yeah.
It was really bad.
So we miss her. She'll be here back with us next week though on Caregiver Crossing.
Yeah.
Terry?
It is, and if I may.
Yeah.
So it is March Madness.
Yes.
Are you into March Madness at all?
I am. I really haven't been in the past, but it's always good to support Indiana teams. We've got a lot of people here in the office who are big Purdue supporters. We've got some people here at Joy's House who are supporters of Michigan. We actually did something called Brackets for Joy here at Joy's House.
Really
where
cool.
A lot of our gracious donors entered a bracket for a suggested donation of $25, and there will be some prizes for some of those winners too. I love March Madness, but my bracket is already completely ruined.
I know. Everybody's was ruined in the first weekend.
Yes, it really was.
On Sunday morning last week, it was down to 244 brackets that were still. That was Sunday morning. That was after Saturday night. Just after Saturday night, there were 244 that had a pretty good. Their brackets were in pretty good shape. There was a conversation, and I think this is interesting. And it's about the shoes.
Yes.
That the players wear.
Yes.
And whether that is Nike brand, Reebok, Jordan, whatever it is, but to actually now break it down to see which teams are wearing which shoes that are this far in the tournament. And it really went, after hearing that study and what was going on, it looked like Nike was on the top. It does make you realize how important shoes
they really are.
How important shoes are,
and
right?
And just thinking about, too, how much the shoes have changed since, like, the 70s or 80s when everybody was wearing the Converse, and now
that's right.
Everybody's got their own basketball shoes.
Yeah, and the importance of them when you are at that level of a shoe.
You need that ankle support. You need that foot support.
Yeah, and comfortable. They just said, these we like these because these are comfortable. But I just thought it was an interesting conversation when it comes right down to it. And you sent me a video. This just kind of ties into it naturally. And you tell this story because you found this.
I would love to.
It's really cool.
Oh my gosh, this is such an inspiring story. And talking about shoes here, this is a wonderful segue into this story about Harper Strive. So Harper is a young child in Iowa who's a big fan of the Iowa women's basketball team. And she's been connected now to the program for several years. Harper went through a lot of cancer treatment as a child and is still currently going through some of those treatments. But she had surgery on her jaw and spent long stretches receiving care in Iowa City there where the college is. But what's really beautiful is during that time, a lot of the players from the Iowa women's basketball team went to the hospital and actually visited her and continued on their own.
No, this wasn't anything, a lot of teams, and they do this, and teams are really great. Right. We're so lucky here in Indiana that we have these really wonderful human beings that give back. But they usually sometimes will take you in a group first.
Right.
And everybody goes, has that meet and greet and it impacted these players so much that they just wanted to keep going back on their own.
Keep going back and really maintain that relationship with Harper. And
so cool.
After she's had this relationship for so long, the team and the coach, the management at Iowa actually invited Harper to design the shoes for the Iowa women's basketball team, to use those. She got to design the shoes, and then the team actually got to play in those shoes in the March Madness tournament.
Yeah.
And the video that I sent you was they recorded Harper in this beautiful moment where she got to present and unveil the
This is
design
right. Selection
to
Sunday.
the players. Yeah, right on Selection Sunday.
And they invited her in. And from what I read, and maybe I misunderstood, but she loved them so much that she went to Nike and she said, "I want to. They've been so good to me. I want to do something for them." And so she presented them. If I understand, it was a surprise to the team. They did not know.
Yeah,
Is that right?
I think
that
it
this
was
was
a
going to be a
surprise.
surprise for them
Yeah.
on Selection Sunday
Yeah.
before they headed into the tournament. She presented those shoes, and it was just such a magical moment. It truly was really special.
It was so sweet to see, and seeing all the players and the coach really support Harper too.
Yeah.
Did you get to see the shoes at
I
all?
haven't seen the
design?
shoes.
So they utilized a lot of the Iowa colors. They used black and gold and yellow, and included some personal details from Harper's journey as well.
Oh my goodness.
And like I said, the moment was recorded. If you want to see the players and Harper actually unbox the shoes, and the players get to
Pretty
see
cool.
the shoes, yeah, please check out the video. They gathered around her, picked up the shoes. They pointed out all of the details that they loved on the shoes. And that was really the first time they got to see them right there on Selection Sunday.
Really, really such a special time. And then they wore that special design, their games. And so, it's just a magical thing. And we have great relationships here in our city between the Colts and Riley Children's
Yes.
Hospital and Peyton Manning Children's Hospital. We have these great hospitals. And the race car driver.
Don't let high golf rates drive you out of bounds. Save big with the Wish TV Great Golf Club card.
Central Indiana's largest golf club card membership is back for the 8th season with more courses than ever before. Save over 75% on tee times at 27 Central Indiana golf courses. All you need is the Wish TV Great Golf Club card. Cards are valid for the entire 2026 golf season.
Great courses, great savings. Score your Great Golf Club card today.
Central Indiana. Wish TV is now live on YouTube TV and Hulu Live, offering more hours of local programming than any other station. Search for Wish TV or look for CW8 on both YouTube TV and Hulu Live to find us. Watch local news, sports, and lifestyle shows live from Wish TV. You can still catch Wish TV free over the air or stream it live on WishTV.com and on the free Wish TV mobile apps. Wish TV, available in more places for the latest news, weather, and sports.
There's a racing community very involved with going over and always making visits. And also our beloved Indiana Pacers. It's in their heart as well.
Yes. I mean,
And the Fever, and the Indiana Fever as well. I mean, it's just a cool thing.
it's really cool how these big personalities really want to be there for our loved ones. I mean, whether there is a child or maybe
Yeah.
it's an adult going through this experience as well. We hear a lot about the Make-A-Wish
Absolutely.
Foundation. And I do know specifically there's a lot of big actors and singers who really participate in that program.
They do.
Like John Cena is a big one.
Yep.
He's done a lot of those and been able to visit a lot of kids who are
Pretty neat.
going through those experiences.
Yeah. There was one, in fact, I just interviewed a little girl, Indiana Wish family, and their son wanted to be an IMPD officer for a day,
Mm-hmm.
and they did it right.
Oh.
From the uniform to everything. That Make-A-Wish child diagnosed with a terminal or
Right.
some very scary illness.
Absolutely.
Getting that opportunity meant everything to them.
I'm sure it means so much
Yep.
to so many kids. So
Yep,
thank
yep.
you to the Iowa team, and thank you, Harper, for showing us that there's so much more to us than just a diagnosis. There's creativity. There's a whole person behind that.
Yep. Pretty cool.
We've got an awesome show lined up for you today, so stick around. You can find past episodes of the show at joycehouse.org, and be sure to like and follow us on Facebook. If you'd like to connect with us to discuss show topics, need help connecting with resources, or have a question that you would like for us to answer on air, you can reach us at joycehouse.org or email Tina directly at tina@joycehouse.org. And you're listening to Caregiver Crossing, a show designed for family caregivers and the people who love them. Caregiver Crossing is brought to you weekly by Joyce House in partnership with Cardon and Associates. We're here every week to bring you support, education, and hopefully a good laugh. Visit joycehouse.org to connect with us, hear past episodes, learn more about caregiver support resources in the community, and much, much more. Stick around. We'll be right back with more Caregiver Crossing right after the break.
Welcome back. It's Caregiver Crossing. Terry Stacy, along with Noah Taylor, who's producing today's show. Tina's out. She will be back next week, I hope. She's got the laryngitis, if you're just joining us. We've got fantastic guests in studio with us. Sloane Thompson recently stepped into the role of Executive Director at PrimeLife Enrichment, and joining her is Leesa Engelmann. She is the Partnerships Director. Welcome. Welcome to our studios. For Sloane, this is your first time to do a podcast.
It sure is.
So
Thanks
far,
for
so
having
good.
us.
Oh, you look good with the headphones on. All right, let's talk about anybody that doesn't know. Primetime Enrichment is?
Well, it's PrimeLife, but
PrimeLife
you just made a slip that Lisa says I often say. So we do think we are Primetime and PrimeLife. So PrimeLife Enrichment is a wellness center for folks over the age of 50. Though one of the things I also like to say is our community center brings, during the daytime, that's who we're focusing on, is our folks age 50 and above. But our center actually has partnerships with folks who come in, like infant swimming, which is a drowning prevention program, is a renter. And then we have a dance group, an ethnic dance group that comes and uses our space and rents it once a month or so. And then the hockey players who are right next door, we're next to the ice stadium in Carmel, they do training every day. So we actually have ages 1 to 100 in our center.
And how long have you been how long has this been around?
So the center as a whole was incorporated actually April 1st, 1977.
Oh,
so
you're coming
50
up on a
years.
birthday.
We are
Oh my
starting
gosh,
our 50th
congratulations.
year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Congratulations is right. Noah, do you have questions? I don't want to leave
I
you
have
out.
so many
Okay,
questions.
please.
Thank you for not leaving me out. I appreciate that.
No. You go right ahead.
So
and be a part of
where
this.
is PrimeLife Enrichment located?
It is located at 1078 3rd Avenue in Carmel, which means we are right, I said before, we're next to the ice stadium, but we're also right down the street from the Palladium. So a lot of folks, I think, could find us pretty easily.
There's a lot of fun stuff in that area.
What do people want to show up and do right now? What is the thing?
Well, there's lots of things, but some of the most favorite things are our fitness classes, which are the aquatic fitness classes. We have a pool that's 88 degrees, so it's much nicer.
that's
to
Terry,
get
let's
in.
go swimming.
That's perfect.
Yep. And we, in fact, are starting a class that we've done in the past, but it's been a while, called I Chi, which is like Tai Chi in the water. So that's starting in April. And we have lots of other classes, including volleyball in the water, which is so fun. But then a lot of land fitness classes, which during the day include things like climb and balance, which are done by the Indiana Parkinson's Foundation. But those classes will have 30 and 40 people in them sometimes, and only about a quarter to a third of them are people with Parkinson's, because our other members love the instructor so much, love what they get to do and the way it moves their body.
Yeah.
So lots of fitness stuff is
I
very
was just
popular.
thinking too. I feel like I would have so much. Like this is saying everything that I want to do. I want to be in the water right now. I am curious. So since PrimeLife has been a big part of the north side of Indianapolis for 50 years, how has it adapted based on what older adults are facing today?
Because we're not as old as 50 is not the same 50 it was a while back.
Exactly. And that Lisa and I talk about this a lot. So what's interesting is several of our current members, we have this mix of people who are just finding us and coming in, so being brand new members. But we have several, more than half of our members probably have been members for 20, 30, or even 40 years.
Wow.
And so they are people who, when they just turned 60, were in fact, that was their generation, and this was built for them, a community center, a social place, a place for fitness and wellness. And it has kept them well. That is why, in fact, some of them have formed some of their best friendships in this stage of life.
Please talk about that, because the friendship part of it is such an important part of our health, right?
It is. It absolutely is. So, yes, when you were saying before what brings people there or why are they there, it is forming friendships, having community, and so they're coming sometimes just to eat lunch and to play. We have several different card game groups, bridge and euchre and hand and shoulder or foot, whatever it is. I don't know that game. Sorry. I don't. But
I think I know what you're talking about.
yeah.
Yeah.
And an art
that's
class.
cool.
And so there's this huge variety.
Yeah.
But for the generations, as you said, Leesa and I talk about again, I'm actually in the Jones generation, which is a terminology I learned recently.
I don't know what that is. What is
so
that?
the boomers technically went up to like 64, 65. I'm 64, but what they found is that those last 10 years, there's some unique stuff about us.
Listen, this is me. I'm with you. I'm 64.
Yeah.
So we get a new name.
We do. We're the Jones generation.
I don't. Where did they pick this Jones fella up?
It's something about what exactly was going on in that 10-year sort of different period, like with wars or different, like where we were at, that it has shaped a lot of how we like function or think. I'm still learning about it, but it makes sense to me because there are things about the boomer generation that I relate to, but then there's things either in Gen X or that just
Me
kind of are
too.
different that I'm like, what? And Lisa's actually Gen X. So it's really neat that the two of us are saying we're in this phase. In fact, that's one of the reasons that I was so excited to become the executive director, as I tell people. So I just turned 62, and I would say until I was 55, not much felt all that different, right? Like I just loved that. And then I was like, this body's doing some stuff that I don't really like.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we really do age. I'm not psyched about that.
Yes. Age.
So the
Hair's
idea,
growing in places nobody tells you about.
yes, indeed.
And continues to come back. It will not give up. Never mind. Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Yeah. So Leesa and I, we have such a wonderful group of about 400 members right now, many of whom are more in that probably later 60s, 70s, and 80s. And again, some have been there for years and volunteer and contribute so much and have grown with us and loved it. And then we do have a group of classes in the evening under what's called Revel Fitness. And those classes are higher impact, a little louder music. And when I am there in the evenings, which I often am, and I am going to go to those classes, you've got people who are more in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. And so we're thinking about what do we do that makes this space really and our center be attractive and have what all of those decades, 50 and on, need.
I think it's so cool. Right now, we almost have every generation in the room right here.
That's right.
I love it.
I love that lifelong learning is such an important idea to PrimeLife Enrichment. Two-part question. Are there any classes that really surprise people? And then the second part is, are there fees to attend these classes?
Okay, great question. So most of the things in our center, there are 2 levels of membership. A basic membership is just $20 a month. And if your insurance has anything like Silver Sneakers, Silver and Fit, that actually covers that cost, and we bill the insurance. So that gives you access to everything except the fitness classes.
Okay.
So when you want to do all the clubs and different things like that, and lunch and social. For the enhanced membership, where you can have access to everything, our weight room, our fitness coordinator does assessments for everyone to make sure they're in the right thing. That's $40 a month. I'm trying to remember your first question.
Are there any classes that really surprise
you?
people?
Well, I know our art class, which does have a little extra fee to it, but she is one of the most beloved instructors. And people when you walk around our track, we have an indoor track, and it is lined with artwork from our members.
Oh, wow.
It is gorgeous.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. So I think people either know they have that skill and passion, or others don't, and they discover it. And so that's really fun.
And they get to keep learning.
The other thing I will say is we have a travel club, and that was the thing that most surprised me.
Oh, that
we had
sounds
about
cool.
15 members last year go to Iceland. A bunch of them are going to Portugal this year. And we're also starting to look at some more regional trips, so that those who wouldn't want to travel that far or have that kind of monetary resources, because our membership spans all socioeconomic status. And that's where also people become great friends, sometimes who might never have met each other.
That is Sloane Thompson. She's executive director at PrimeLife Enrichment. Leesa Engelmann is here too, partnership director, and we will talk to her after the break and learn more about the Memory Cafe.
You're listening to Caregiver Crossing, a show designed for family caregivers and the people who love them. Caregiver Crossing is brought to you weekly by Joyce House in partnership with Cardon and Associates. We're here every week to bring you support, education, and hopefully a good laugh. Visit joycehouse.org to connect with us, hear past episodes, learn more about caregiver support resources in the community, and much, much more. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Caregiver Crossing.
Welcome back to Caregiver Crossing. Terry Stacy along with Noah Taylor. Tina is out today. We've got in studio with us Sloane Thompson, Executive Director at PrimeLife Enrichment, along with Leesa Engelmann, who is the Partnerships Director. Before we took a break, we mentioned that you do these travel clubs, and Portugal is coming up. How can people learn more about that trip?
I think the easiest way would be to call our center, 317. I'm looking at Lisa, 815-7000, I believe is our number. So I don't think we have a lot published because that group is already filled up, but we're planning for 2027 right now.
Beautiful. As so many are, and people are thinking about 2027, even though we're just kind of new into the year. We're thinking about 2027 because so many great trips are filled up. All right. Leesa Engelmann, thank you for being here too. We didn't get to say hello to you before, but you've been waiting patiently. Tell us about, because I know PrimeLife hosts Memory Cafés. We've talked about it a little bit here, but tell us what's your description of what these are about?
Oh, I think Memory Cafés are a place where you come together to have a shared experience. Your days are filled caring for somebody who's experiencing memory loss, and you need just an anchor where you have baked-in community. People know who you are, what you're experiencing. You need some activities for the person that you love that's experiencing memory loss that doesn't make them feel embarrassed, that gives them some guardrails to feeling successful again. And lots of cookies. Those always seem to really make a positive influence for us.
Absolutely. Memory Cafés, how often do you have them?
Well, it's funny you say that. We launched with 2 a month in 2025. These were all in the afternoon. We made an intentional decision to have these at 2:30. So most of our members have already left for the day, and it's sort of an in-between time. And we wanted to see if we could bring a resource to community members who didn't really participate with PrimeLife, right? So we started them at 2:30, and we had 5 families come, and they continued to come. And then I partnered with Carmel Public Library and asked if they would be willing to host a morning session, a morning cafe. So now they are hosting at 10:30 in the morning the first Tuesday of the month, and we are hosting one at 2:30 the third Friday of the month.
That's great.
Yes.
It's great because you need that. You need those 2 different times.
We do.
You need them. There's that much interest as well.
Yeah. And we reach a different audience that way, right? So the library has a lot of different people coming through. And so this is on their computers, right? So you can register for these events. And they also have some signage just for people who walk by.
Okay. Good. Noah?
So I went to a memory cafe a few months ago where everybody was doing a drum circle.
Mm-hmm.
What is something that a caregiver and their loved one can expect the first time they come to a memory cafe? Is it more activity? Is it more conversation? What's the first thing that they can really expect when they walk into a memory cafe?
Well, I think that's what's so unique about every memory cafe is they're each different, and they build on the resources that the memory cafe host can provide. So in the beginning, we had curated content, like I had a Bollywood dancer come, and we were doing Bollywood. It moved a little quicker than we thought.
Mm-hmm.
So that was something that, we lesson learned. We kind of scaled that down significantly, right? We also had a mini drum circle. I don't remember if you came to ours, but we did do that. We had a bird watching, Wild Birds Unlimited,
Oh, that's
actually,
a good one.
right? But what we learned is it was the members that we had, right? And so that's also the piece is the feedback that we get from them, not even just like them writing it down, but just watching their body language. They wanted something more social. So we've developed a rhythm thanks to a grant we received from SOCOA that we now have cognitive, physical, and artistic activities. So I have kind of a turnkey solution where I can pick almost like grantables. I don't know, we were talking about generations earlier, but you can mix and match. So I have a warehouse of activities now, and I just go pull from them. So it's watercolors where you just use water and a picture emerges, and then they dry and they're reusable.
Oh,
that's kind of neat, right?
Idea, yeah.
So we have like
That's a great
the
idea.
tiles where you can build a castle or a home. We played bingo, the last Memory Cafe. We just had one on Friday. And this was a musical bingo. So there's
that's fun.
It's really fun. So we had first the pictures. So I was walking around like Vanna White showing pictures, right? And then we had just the words. So we built on what we had done before, right? So that gave people a chance to be successful. One of the nuances that I bring to the Memory Cafes is I know how difficult it is to find resources.
Right.
I have a personal experience with living with somebody who was experiencing memory loss, and I didn't know where to start. So I wanted to bring in partners who promised they wouldn't be salesy, but if they were asked, they could direct people based on a pain point. So I've had them come in and actually lead the activities. And it's far too busy for them to do any selling. I mean, there's 5 people experiencing memory loss. There's also some new talk about a dementia-friendly in Westfield. And we are trying to partner with them to say, gosh, that's so much closer to where we are than DF Indy, but we need to look at this bigger Hamilton County. How can we include Fishers, like the Hamilton County Health Department? And so all of these different stakeholders. So I'm going to give you a little pro tip that there's a lot going on in the DF community on the north side, and I'm thrilled to be a part of it.
Thank you so much for sticking around with us. We actually have a wonderful update from the last time that we recorded with PrimeLife Enrichment. Joining us again is Leesa Engelmann, who is the Partnerships Director at PrimeLife Enrichment. And then we also have a new friend joining us in the studio, Walter Rippey, who is the Community Resource Paramedic with the Westfield Fire Department. Walter, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Absolutely. Thanks. Super excited.
We are super excited to have you here too. And I've heard that the both of you actually have a really cool update to share for our listeners on Caregiver Crossing.
Yeah, well, I think this needs to come from Walter because he's the person that actually breathed life into
Dementia-friendly Westfield. It's official.
This is incredible. So tell me more about this. How did it start, and what can our listeners look to ahead in the future?
Well, it started because I became a caregiver of my dad. Moved him down here from Michigan, and it kind of started my journey because, yes, I've been in the medical field for many, many, many years. So
you look good, don't worry.
Thank you. I don't feel good, but achy bones and things like that.
You should become a member of PrimeLife Enrichment. We can help you with that.
Oh yeah,
there you
go. Pool is like really awesome.
88 degrees and perfect.
Oh, that
awesome.
Sounds nice, especially on a cold spring day. Oh, a nice pool sounds wonderful. So, what can our listeners look towards in the future with Westfield?
Well, we're going to host some memory cafes, Living with Dementia series, and just a ton of resources for the community of Westfield.
Yeah, I'd love to tag on to that. So yesterday I was privileged to be in on a conference call that Walter organized, and he's already done outreach. I think there's 8 to 10 people just in Westfield, and I shouldn't say people, I should say stakeholders that are looking to be part of what we call an action committee. So that means people who are more than just, I want to be there, I want to take from.
Yeah.
They want to be a part of the giving, right? They want to be able to provide those resources for people who are experiencing memory loss. And so PrimeLife Enrichment is super thrilled to officially announce that we are moving from the DF-ND leadership community into the places and spaces that support DF Westfield with what they already have going. And I believe I understood this, correct me if I'm wrong, but one of the first things we're doing is we are having an event. And our friends at Traditions of Westfield are offering a space, and this will happen on June 24th. So you need to save the date, June 24th. The exact times are still being massaged, right? This is an actual facility that does have memory care, and that's one of the neat things about the dementia-friendly communities is you're not required to use these partners, but they're there to answer questions and be navigators on something that can be just exhausting.
Right.
It's a brand new build. It's absolutely beautiful. And so I highly recommend that, my mother would say, be sure to wear lipstick when you go to this one. It's a beautiful facility. I'm really, really impressed. And the leadership of Traditions has been a thought leader in this area for decades.
Absolutely.
Right? So not that I don't appreciate all the partners, but I do want to call out, since they are donating their space, there's no cost. And that's a huge lift.
That is
Yes,
incredible.
absolutely.
That's incredible. I mean, especially since our caregivers already have so much financial strain. So
Right.
shout out to Traditions for that. That really is incredible.
Yay, Libby.
Yes, Libby, she's been like awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we'd love to have her on the show too.
Yeah.
That
Let's
would
see
be
what
a
I can do.
possibility.
Yeah.
Well, she asked about it today. I didn't expect
We
to be on
didn't, you know what?
podcast
There's
today.
always tomorrow.
Yes, there's
Well.
always next week and the week after that as well. If our listeners would like to get more involved with DF Westfield, how can they contact you?
Walter, or you can contact me. Emails WRIPPY@westfield.in.gov.
Perfect. Thank you both so much for being here today.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more after the break.
The Bleacher Report app is your destination for sports. Right now, the NBA is heating up, March Madness is here, and MLB is almost back. Every day there's a new headline, a new highlight, a new moment you've got to see for yourself. That's why I stay locked in with the Bleacher Report app. For me, it's about staying connected to my sports. I can follow the teams I care about, get real-time scores, breaking news, and highlights all in one place. Download the Bleacher Report app today so you never miss a moment.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Caregiver Crossing, and we're glad that you're here for a few more minutes with us anyway. Hello to our caregivers. Thank you for being here. Terry Stacy, along with Noah Taylor, who produces the show. Tina's out, in case you're just tuning in for this last segment. Noah, there is a story that you want to share about a Dr. Stephen Durdak, and kind of start from there.
So I saw this really heartwarming video on TikTok of a person who's on life support, ECMO, ECMO, which is basically artificial lungs and heart for people who are probably near the end of their life at this point. It is a life support, but what really stuck out about this is Dr. Stephen Durdak, who is the pulmonologist who was serving and caring for the person in this video. Dr. Stephen is a critical care physician who works with a lot of ECMO patients through the UT Health in San Antonio.
Okay.
And his work is centered around these patients who really need the highest level of support for their lungs, for the breathing and the heart function. What was beautiful about this video is the person was on life support, on the ECMO.
Young woman.
And I have to imagine that really nobody's allowed in the room at this point, besides the doctor and the person they're taking care of.
And this machine is breathing for her, and it's also beating her heart for her.
Yes.
But her brain is still functioning.
Her brain is still functioning, and she's in this room alone, probably very scared, probably very anxious about what life could look like after this. And the doctor was in the room with this patient alone, just playing the guitar for this person, just playing some really serene and calm music for this person who is going through a lot at this moment. They're on life support. They're really scared. I mean, this is just what I would imagine going through at this moment. You're very scared, very anxious. Your thoughts go to, where might this lead for me?
I was, I think I would rather be unconscious.
Yeah.
Because my brain would go to dark places and scared places, and I don't want it to be that way.
Me too. And a lot of us, and I think that's why this doctor being here and being so able to support and make this person comfortable in these what might be their last moments of life, just being there attentive and being able to just play music. I'm personally a big fan of music, so this would mean so much to me.
Well, there are so many wonderful people that are in the healthcare community in those last days of life that are there to help you get through it. And they do amazing work, because that takes, I think, a calling to do that kind of work at that moment. Tina McIntosh, she has been such an inspiration. I've never seen anybody or known anybody like her. She is normally here with us. She's the founder of Joyce House Adult Day Service. And she wanted to become a doula, an end-of-life doula.
Yeah.
And I thought, how do you do this? Because that mentally, you have to be a very strong emotional person that can do this, because that's a heavy load. That's a lot.
Being able to support those people who are really in the hardest seasons of their life.
Right.
Being a doula is so special. We do have an end-of-life program here at Joyce House if anybody or their loved one needs support or guidance through any of that process.
And what does that mean? What would you offer?
So there's actually kind of three components to the end-of-life program. One is we do a lot of community events. We have death cafes, and we will actually have our next one in May, so look out for more details about that event. But the Death Cafe, really we just
I know
invite.
this if you're a first time listener, you think, oh my God,
This is
what
a little bit
is
morbid.
this what they want to do? Is this what we do every week? No, it's not. It's just that this was an interesting story about the special people that I know that for all of us, we will be in contact with someday in their profession. And so, we're trying, I think Joyce House is trying very hard to make this something that you do talk about.
Yes.
So that it eases fears.
Because it's a very scary topic. A lot of people don't want to talk about it at all. It can be quite morbid, and it can be very, very hard to talk about. So we have a very calm environment. We invite people in. We have tea and cake. And then
the tea and cake is perfect, isn't
tea
it?
and cake is a good addition. If you're scared about death, maybe you want to come have some cake, and that'll sell you.
That'll sell you. I like that.
And then the other two parts, we also have an end-of-life alliance where we partner with our other organizations who might have doulas as well, to see really what in our community can we be doing in Indianapolis. And the third part of that is we have trained end-of-life doulas here, like Tina, like our vice president of caregiver services here. Some people are trained end-of-life doulas and will actually help the individual and their family through that process.
That transition.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, whatever it is that they might need at that time, whether it's legal help, whether it's emotional support, whether they just need a shoulder to lean on, to talk to. So our end-of-life program does that for a lot of people at Joyce House because there is a lot of life after caregiving. There's so much life.
You've learned that at a very young age.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I still got a lot of years left, and sometimes it's hard to talk about death. It really is.
A lot of us have come into contact in the last year or two with these really amazing individuals, and I'm glad you're there. I'm truly glad you're there. The layers of you that really are with you through all of it.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful to you. And sometimes we forget to say that, especially during those times, you know. So just know how important your job is.
I wrote down some other moments where providers go above and beyond, like when a nurse brings in a patient's favorite music and they let it play during the long days where the patient's laying in bed. Maybe the staff helps somebody FaceTime someone. Maybe they need help FaceTiming their loved one. Maybe care teams are learning small details about the person they're taking care of, like what they used to do for work, what they want to converse about, and then really just sitting with someone a few extra minutes after everything is clinical is done, just having that extra minute of support. So thank you to all these providers that go above and beyond for the people they're really taking care of. We appreciate you.
And we appreciate all of you listening. We're going to wrap it up for another Caregiver Crossing in the books. If you never need anything, certainly reach out to Tina McIntosh, tina@joycehouse.org, and she can help you through a lot of stuff. Or if you just need her assistance, advice, you just want to talk to her, she's amazing. Again, the founder of Joyce House. And Noah, thanks for today.
Absolutely. Thank you, Terry. Until next time, take good care of each other.